Turkish police have blocked Kurdish MPs from marching to a town under a week-long curfew. Led by the co-chair of the People's Democratic Party, Selahattin Demirtas, the group claimed the government's move has triggered a humanitarian crisis and that violence has claimed the lives of up to 30 people. Cizre, near Turkey's border with Syria and Iraq, has become a flashpoint in 2 months of deepening violence. Hundreds have died since PKK militants and the state resumed hostilities following the collapse of a ceasefire in July. Pro-Kurdish MPs say civilians in the town are in a dire situation, with the dead going unburied and food and water running short. Critics have accused the ruling AK party of using the bloodshed to whip up nationalist sentiment ahead of November's election, which both sides are now questioning whether a fair contest can take place.
The
peace process between the Turkish government and the PKK began 2 years ago and has taken on an increasing importance. Violence almost stopped with the ceasefire. Now we've returned to brutal frontline conflict. To discuss the latest events, we're joined by Atilla Sandikli of the Bilgisayar think tank. The peace process was suspended after the legislative elections of June because violence resumed. What's changed in such a short time?
Throughout
the peace process, the state made democratic and socio-cultural progress. In line with both sides' good relations, with the start of the process, the terrorist organization PKK was supposed to pull its forces out of the mountains, towards the interior of Turkey. What's more, this military force went to the aid of another arm of the PKK, which is its new structure in cities called the KCK. It brought weapons and explosives into Turkey from abroad.
A pro-Kurdish party has entered parliament for the first time, having won as many seats as Turkish nationalists. Why did the PKK start committing terrorist acts again in this context?
Turkey
saw the solution as reinforcing local governments along European guidelines. But looking at the PKK's goals for the KCK, we realize it had a different structure in mind for its own security forces, building its own autonomous state, and even building a confederal structure to integrate with the Kurds of other regions. To get that regional autonomy, it threatened people through different conflicts. And right now it is pressing ahead with those conflicts.
Turkey is fighting the PKK at the same time as ISIL. The region has been destabilized for a while. How do you interpret the rise in tension between the Turkish army and the PKK?
Turkey is not the only country in conflict with Daesh or ISIL. The Democratic Union Party, PYD, is also in conflict with that terrorist organization. Furthermore, ISIL's increasing strength in Syria and Iraq won the PKK international legitimacy. In addition, the PYD has established the conditions in the north of Syria that are necessary for building an autonomous state. The only target left for the KCK was Turkey. That is why it has stepped up its attacks.
The IRA and ETA have disarmed. Might this crisis in Turkey be solved politically?
Ever since 2013, in the framework of the peace process, we thought it would be possible to find a political solution for this problem in Turkey. But in spite of an environment for preparing for and maintaining peace, the PKK kept on preparing for war, sending its armed troops to urban centers. Military structures began forming in cities. While the PKK isolated some people and kidnapped others, the Turkish government carried out no military operations, for the sole reason we didn't want the peace process to end in failure.
What will it take to end the violence?
As a follow-up to operations already carried out, boosting security measures and sending reinforcements to the region, we're going to see a fast rise in PKK casualties, limiting their logistical abilities and degrading their structures in the cities. After a while, they're going to lose their capacity to take the initiative in action.
Profesör Doktor Atilla Sandıklı bize katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz.
Sağ olun efendim.